Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today we're going to be working on the barnyard, and we're going to be using the Kubota L2502. My friends at B and T Macfarlane have allowed me to use the tractor for the summer, so I want to capitalize on that. And on top of it, June, every weekend seemed to get tied up somehow, so I want to really focus, try to get the rest of the barnyard done, because I need to get the barnyard done to get some animals. So my goal is, by fall at least, maybe I can get some animals here. The barnyard has been a long process, and it's just been difficult. The times I have worked on it, I couldn't put all my fence posts in because too much rock. And now in the spring, the weeds grew up, so I need to brush hog a little bit so I'm not going to get ticks all over me. And then after that, we're going to get the grapple on the L2502, and we're going to try to move some of the brush and kind of work out what the perimeter of my barnyard is going to be. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to just get the barnyard ready to at least put fence up again. So let's go. So what we're going to use is a 5-foot brush cutter. It's a good size for the tractor, at least covers the tires. That's kind of what you want. And we're going to be using the L2502. Man, I haven't had much time to use it, and it's only 8 hours on it. So let's see how much we can get done with it today. I'll show you what we got to do. This is where my barnyard is going. And last year I had it all cut down, and it's amazing how quick the little trees, everything starts to grow up. There's raspberry canes, there's all kinds of stuff here. So I want to get in here and clear it because this is just tick heaven for sure. There is a big pile of brush that I moved into this corner, and I kind of want to move it so the barnyard is going to be a little more symmetrical. The way I was going to do it was come around the brush pile. Now that I have the Kubota with the grapple, I'm able to move it, so that's kind of what I'm going to do, is get in there with the grapple after move it, so we can have like kind of a rectangle shaped barnyard. So we're going to cut this all down to make sure that we can get rid of all the stuff, because it's going to be ticks in there like crazy. This year's been a pretty good year, but I'm trying to stay away from them the best I can. brush cutter is probably the biggest advantage on a farm. I tell you, this area here, if I was to cut this by hand with my brush cutter, you know, my weed eater brush cutter, this would have taken forever. I did this in about 10 minutes, even less than that maybe. So now we're gonna hook up the lamprey grapple and start moving this pile. I saw some wasps flying around in here, so I know there's wasps in here. So we're gonna try to see how that goes. But we're gonna try to move this. I'm gonna leave the brush cutter on because then we can cut what's left and keep going. It's enough counterweight to be able to use the grapple on the front, so it should be all good. I got this corner cleaned out. I'm super happy with that. If I didn't have the grapple, I wouldn't have cleaned out that corner. And you'll see why. The barnyard would be kind of a rectangle shape. If that pile of brush was gone, it kind of just lines up nice with the barn and everything. So it'll just be a lot nicer. It won't look like I kind of went around a big pile of brush. And really, the grapple really does help a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna level up everything. I'm just gonna put the bucket back on it, and then we can really start on the fence again. So I think this is going to be a good size for my barnyard. It just kind of gives you a little bit of space. It's a nice rectangle shape. I am happy that I did clear out that corner. I think that's going to be a whole lot nicer. I should brush cut a little closer to this hill, but I think there's stones and stuff in here, so I don't want to hit any more. I'm going to have to come in with the hand trimmer for sure. Look at all the junk. I tell you, it's crazy. Hey, so there you go. I got the barnyard kind of cleaned out now. Every night I can kind of work on it. I find once you get started on it, it's a whole lot easier to keep motivated. A lot of these projects has been ongoing for years, but I really do need to get some animals here. I really think that you're really going to have to be able to raise your own stuff in the near future just because it'll cost so much. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's about enough for today, and you guys have a good one.